Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hey, great to see you all again. So, how's your week going? I've been trying to speak more English this week, and I have to say, it's going pretty well.
Oh, that's great. I've been thinking a lot about how confusing English can be sometimes. Even for us as hosts, there are things that took us a while to really understand.
That's so true. And today we're talking about something that confuses almost every English learner: have, has, and had.
Yes, these three words are everywhere in English. And by the end of today's episode, you're going to know exactly when to use each one. You'll feel so much more confident in your conversations.
Here's our question for you before we start. Which one confuses you the most? Is it have, has, or had? Drop your answer in the comments right now. We love reading what you write.
And if you're new here, welcome to Simple English Talks. Please like this episode and subscribe so you never miss a lesson. We post new episodes every week to help your English grow.
All right, let's dive in. We're going to break this down step by step, so don't worry if it feels tricky right now. By the end, it's going to make a lot of sense.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Have, has, and had. These are all forms of the same verb. The verb is have. It's one of the most important verbs in English, and we use it in two main ways.
Right. The first way is as a main verb, meaning to own something or to experience something. And the second way is as a helping verb. We use it to form the present perfect and past perfect tenses.
Let's start with have and has as main verbs. The rule here is simple. We use have with I, you, we, and they, and we use has with he, she, and it. So the structure is subject plus have or has plus object.
For example, I have a cat. You have a question. We have a problem. They have a new car. All of those use have.
And then, she has a headache. He has two brothers. My phone has a big screen. The restaurant has great food. All of those use has. You see the pattern, right?
Exactly. Whenever the subject is he, she, or it, use has. For everything else, I, you, we, they, use have. Can you try one right now? Pause and say, my friend blank a new job. What goes in the blank? Say it out loud.
The answer is has. My friend has a new job, because my friend is the same as he or she. Nice work if you got that right.
Now, what about the negative form? For negatives, we say, I don't have, you don't have, we don't have, they don't have. And for he, she, it, we say doesn't have.
For example, I don't have any money right now. She doesn't have her keys. They don't have enough time. These are really common sentences you'll hear every single day in English.
And for questions, do you have a pen? Does she have a brother? Do they have any plans? Just flip the helping verb to the front of the sentence.
Here's a little tip. When you use has in a negative or question, it kind of disappears. You say doesn't have, not doesn't has. A lot of learners get that wrong, and we'll talk more about that in our mistakes section.
For now, let's do a quick check. Can you make a sentence using have or has? Write it in the comments. We want to see your examples. Something like, I have a question about English, or my teacher has a lot of patience.
Great. So, to summarize this section, have goes with I, you, we, they. Has goes with he, she, it. Negatives are don't have and doesn't have, and questions use do or does at the front.
Perfect. You've got the first piece. Now let's move to the next part, because have and has also do something really special in English grammar.
All right, let's build on what we just learned. Have and has aren't just main verbs, they're also helping verbs, and this is where the present perfect tense comes in.
The present perfect. This tense connects the past to right now. We use it to talk about experiences, things that just happened, or things that started in the past and are still true.
The structure is subject plus have or has plus past participle. Now, a past participle is usually the verb with -ed at the end, like watched, finished, lived, worked. But some verbs are irregular, like eat becomes eaten, go becomes gone, see becomes seen.
Here are some real examples. I have lived in this city for 10 years. She has finished her homework. We have watched that movie 3 times. He has never eaten sushi.
See how these connect to right now? I have lived here for 10 years. That started in the past, and I still live here today. It's not finished. The present perfect is perfect for that.
And we use it for experiences too. Have you ever been to London? Yes, I have. I've been there twice. Or, she has tried skydiving. We don't always say when, we just say the experience happened.
Here's a helpful way to think about it. If the time is finished, like yesterday, last year in 2010, use simple past. But if the time connects to now, or you're talking about life experience without a specific time, use present perfect.
So, I ate pizza yesterday. That's simple past. The day is finished. But, I have eaten pizza in Italy. That's present perfect. It's about my life experience and there's no specific finish time.
Can you try one? Think about something you have done in your life. Maybe a place you've visited, a food you've tried, a language you've studied. Now say it with I have. Write it in the comments. We'll be reading them.
First, use have with I, you, we, they. Second, use has with he, she, it. Third, remember the past participle after have or has. And you've got the present perfect.
Now, you might be wondering, what about had? When does that come in? Let's talk about that right now.
Great question. And honestly, had is one of my favorite parts of English grammar because it unlocks a whole new level of storytelling. Let's go.
So, had is the past tense of both have and has, and we use it in 2 important ways. First, as a simple past main verb. Second, as a helping verb to make the past perfect tense.
Let's start simple. As a main verb in the past, I had a dog when I was a child. She had a meeting this morning. We had a great time at the party. You just replace have or has with had when you're talking about the past.
And here's the cool thing. Had works for every subject. I had, you had, he had, she had, we had, they had. No changes. It's the same for everyone. That's actually easier than have and has.
Now the past perfect. This is used when you're already talking about the past and you want to talk about something that happened even earlier. The structure is subject plus had plus past participle.
Let me give you a real situation. Imagine you came home late last night. When you finally got home, your roommate had already cooked dinner. So you tell your friend the next day, "When I got home, my roommate had already cooked dinner." The cooking happened before you arrived. Both things are in the past, but the cooking came first.
Another example, by the time the movie started, we had already found our seats. Or, she was tired because she hadn't slept well. The hadn't slept happened before she felt tired.
This tense is really useful for storytelling. When you want to explain the order of things that happened, had plus past participle makes it very clear.
Here's a tip for remembering when to use the past perfect. Ask yourself, are there 2 past events? And did one happen before the other? If yes, the earlier one uses had plus past participle.
Let's practice together. I'm going to say the beginning of a story and you finish it. By the time I woke up this morning, my family had already... What do you think happened? Written your answer in the comments. We want to see your creativity.
So to review, had is the past of have and has. It works for all subjects. As a main verb, it describes something owned or experienced in the past. As a helping verb with a past participle, it forms the past perfect, showing the earlier of 2 past events.
Okay, it's time to talk about mistakes. And I'll be honest, I used to make some of these mistakes myself when I was learning.
Me too. One of the most common mistakes is using has with the wrong subject. For example, they has a car. That's wrong. You'd say they have a car. Remember, has is only for he, she, and it.
And the opposite happens too. He have a sister. That sounds very unnatural. It should be, he has a sister. So make sure your subject and verb match. This is called subject-verb agreement, and it really matters in English.
The second common mistake is in the negative. A lot of learners say, she doesn't has a phone. But that's incorrect. The correct version is, she doesn't have a phone. When you use doesn't, the main verb always goes back to the base form, have, not has.
Here's why doesn't is already doing the work of showing it's he/she/it. So the main verb resets to its base form. Think of it like doesn't plus have. Always, not doesn't plus has.
The third mistake is mixing up simple past and past perfect. Learners sometimes say, when I arrived, she already left. But the more correct and natural version is, when I arrived, she had already left. The had shows that her leaving happened before my arriving.
And the fourth mistake, using had when you mean have. For example, I had a question right now. That sounds strange. Right now is present time, so you need I have a question right now. Save had for the past.
Here's a quick practice. I'll say a wrong sentence and you fix it. Ready? My brother don't has a car. What's the correct version? Say it out loud. The answer is, my brother doesn't have a car.
One more. By the time she called, I already finished my work. What's the correction? It should be, by the time she called, I had already finished my work. Great job if you got that.
And remember, making mistakes is completely normal. Every single person who speaks English fluently today made these same mistakes at some point. The important thing is to notice them, understand why they happen, and keep practicing. You're doing great.
All right, it's practice time. This is one of my favorite parts of the episode. Let's do a choose the correct sentence activity.
Listen carefully, pick the right answer, and say it out loud. Don't just read it in your head. Actually say it. That's how it gets into your memory.
Situation 1. You're talking about your friend. Which is correct? Option A. My friend have a new job? Option B. My friend has a new job?
The answer is option B. My friend has a new job. Because my friend equals he or she, so we use has.
Situation 2. You're describing your life experience. Option A. I have never tried Japanese food. Option B. I had never tried Japanese food.
Option A is correct for general life experience. I have never tried Japanese food. We'd use had only if we were already in a past story, like, before I visited Japan, I had never tried Japanese food.
Situation 3. Talking about what happened before something else in the past. Option A. When we arrived, the party already started. Option B. When we arrived, the party had already started.
Option B. When we arrived, the party had already started. The party starting happened before our arriving. Two past events, past perfect for the earlier one.
Situation 4. A negative sentence. Option A. She doesn't has a pen. Option B. She doesn't have a pen.
Option B. She doesn't have a pen. Always have after doesn't.
Now here's your challenge. Try to create your own sentences, one using have, one using has, and one using had. Write all three in the comments. We seriously love reading them, and it's the best practice you can do right now.
Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being brave and trying. Real conversation is always better than waiting until you feel ready.
Wow, we covered so much today. Let's do a quick recap of everything we learned in this episode of Simple English Talks.
We covered three main things. First, have and has as main verbs. Use have with I, you, we, they. Use has with he, she, it. Second, have and has as helping verbs in the present perfect. That's have or has plus a past participle for experiences and actions connected to now. Third, had for the simple past and the past perfect, showing possession or experience in the past, or showing the earlier of two past events.
You've learned so much today, and you should feel really proud of yourself. Grammar can feel overwhelming, but you stuck with it the whole episode. That takes real dedication.
Here's a question for you to think about. Which of these three, have, has, or had, do you think you'll use most in your daily life? Think about it and share your answer in the comments. We genuinely want to know.
And if this episode helped you, please give it a like and share it with a friend who's learning English too. And don't forget to subscribe to Simple English Talks. We're here every week with new lessons to help your English keep growing.
You're not alone in this journey. Every lesson you listen to, every comment you write, every sentence you try, it all adds up. Keep going, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.